Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in the state quarter series, the 2007 Montana quarter dollar. It's a coin that captures the rugged spirit of the American West, the strength of Montana's wild landscape, and the deep pride of its people. But beyond its stunning design, this quarter has some surprising secrets, hidden errors, and rare varieties that have made it a collector's dream. So stay with me till the end. You might be shocked to learn how valuable some of these can be. The Montana quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's legendary 50 state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each coin in the series celebrated a different state, and when Montana got its turn in 2007, it truly stood out. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, strong, timeless, and dignified as ever, designed by John Flanagan. But it's the reverse side that really grabs attention. The design features a powerful image of a bison skull placed above the sweeping landscape of Montana, symbolizing the state's untamed history and natural beauty. The bison skull represents the spirit of the American frontier, honoring the animals that once roamed the Great Plains in massive herds, and the landscape beneath it shows the open sky and rugged terrain that make Montana so breathtaking. Above the skull, the state's motto proudly reads, "Big Sky Country," and below it, the date of statehood, 1889. This quarter perfectly blends artistry and history. It's not just a coin, it's a miniature symbol of the American West, a reminder of resilience, nature, and freedom. That's exactly why collectors love it. Now, let's talk about the mints. The 2007 Montana quarters were struck at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify them by looking for the small mint marks, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were made for everyday circulation, while the San Francisco quarters were proof issues, those beautifully polished coins made for collectors, with mirror-like backgrounds and sharp details. But here's where things get really exciting. Among the millions of Montana quarters struck, a few came out with minting errors that make them incredibly rare and valuable today. These mistakes happened during the production process, and while most were caught and destroyed, some slipped through the cracks. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die variety, where you can see slight doubling on the letters or details of the design, especially on the words, Montana, or Big Sky Country. This doubling is caused by a misalignment during the striking process, and collectors go crazy for these because they're so hard to find. Another popular variety is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't perfectly aligned when struck. The more off-center the image, the more dramatic and valuable the coin becomes. There are also examples of clipped planchets, where a small curved section of the edge is missing, giving the coin a distinctive crescent shape. Some 2007 Montana quarters even show die cracks, where lines appear across the coin due to breaks in the minting die. While not all die cracks are valuable, some large or unique ones, especially those running through key design areas, can command impressive prices among collectors. Proof coins from San Francisco can also be valuable if they have unique conditions like deep cameo contrast, meaning strong separation between the frosted image and the mirror-like background. When perfectly preserved, these coins sparkle with visual beauty and collector appeal. What makes this coin extra special is how it connects modern minting with the deep heritage of America's frontier days. The bison skull is both haunting and proud, a reminder of Montana's wild past and its enduring strength. It's a design that feels alive, and when you hold this coin, you're holding a little piece of American history in your hand. Now, let's talk about condition, something every collector knows is crucial. Coins that have been in circulation usually show wear, dullness, and scratches, which reduce their value. But uncirculated examples, especially those kept in mint sets or rolls, can shine like they just left the press. High-grade coins, especially those rated MS-67 or MS-68 by professional grading services, are the real treasures here. These are the coins that command big money in today's market. So, if you have a 2007 Montana quarter in your collection or even in your spare change, take a close look at it. Check the details carefully, the mint mark, the sharpness of the design, and any unusual features. You never know what hidden value might be sitting right in your hands. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the real-world market value. A regular 2007 Montana quarter in circulated condition is worth its face value, but uncirculated coins in mint state can sell for between $5 and $20. Proof coins, depending on their grade and contrast, can fetch up to $50. However, rare error coins, like double dies or off-center strikes, have sold at auction for hundreds of dollars, and a few exceptional specimens have reached nearly $1,000 depending on rarity and condition. So, before you spend that Montana quarter, take a good look at it. You might just have a hidden gem worth much more than you think. Top 2, we're exploring a truly fascinating coin from the America the Beautiful Quarter series, the 2016 Cumberland Gap Quarter Dollar. This beautiful coin isn't just another piece of change, it's a window into American history, a story of courage, exploration, and discovery. But beyond its incredible design, this coin hides a world of collector value, rare errors, and surprising auction results that make it one of the most exciting modern quarters to look for today. The 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter was released to honor the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park, located where Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia meet. This area was a vital passage through the Appalachian Mountains, often called the first doorway to the West. It played a key role in America's early expansion, allowing settlers and explorers to journey into new territories. And the design on this coin captures that spirit perfectly. On the obverse side, you'll see the classic portrait of George Washington, strong and detailed as always, facing left, surrounded by the words, United States of America, Liberty, and, In God We Trust. But it's the reverse side that truly tells the story. The design shows a brave frontiersman standing proudly, rifle in hand, gazing out toward the open frontier. Above him, the words, First Doorway to the West, are beautifully inscribed, a powerful reminder of how this passage symbolized opportunity, courage, and hope for countless pioneers. Released as part of the America the Beautiful series, this coin was struck at 3 main mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The P and D coins were meant for circulation, while the S proof versions were made especially for collectors. The proof coins, with their mirror-like finish and sharp details, are absolutely stunning when seen in hand, a true work of art in miniature. Now, let's talk about what really excites collectors, rarity and errors. Even though millions of these coins were produced, not all Cumberland Gap quarters are created equal. Some rare minting mistakes have turned ordinary coins into small treasures worth hundreds of dollars. One of the most talked about errors is the double die variety. This happens when the coin's die shifts slightly between strikes, causing parts of the design, especially the lettering or the frontiersman's outline, to appear doubled. You might see doubling on words like Cumberland Gap or First Doorway to the West. These are incredibly collectible and can be worth a significant premium, especially in uncirculated condition. Another exciting type is the off-center strike, where the design doesn't land perfectly on the coin's surface, leaving part of it blank. These coins can look quite dramatic, and the more off-center they are, the more valuable they become. Then there are clipped planchet errors, coins that appear to have a crescent-shaped cut along the edge, caused when the blank metal sheet wasn't aligned correctly before minting. Collectors also love die cracks, small raised lines that appear across the coin when the die itself starts to wear out or break. Some 2016 Cumberland Gap quarters have these cracks running through the frontiersman's figure or the rifle, making them rare and highly collectible. Proof coins from San Francisco are another area to watch closely. Deep cameo proof versions, with frosted designs and mirror-like fields, can fetch great value if they've been kept in perfect condition. And if you ever come across a coin graded MS68 or higher by professional grading companies, you're holding something special. These top-tier grades are extremely hard to find. What makes the Cumberland Gap quarter so emotionally powerful is how it captures a turning point in America's journey. That frontiersman isn't just a figure, he represents every pioneer who stepped into the unknown with nothing but hope and determination. Holding this coin feels like holding a piece of that spirit, a reminder of how America grew, one brave step at a time. Collectors adore this coin for more than just its looks. It's symbolic, historical, and visually stunning. It's one of those designs that perfectly merges history, art, and value. Whether found in your pocket change, a proof set, or a collector's album, it instantly catches the eye and sparks curiosity. Now let's talk about value, because that's where things get really interesting. A regular 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter found in circulation is worth face value, but in mint state condition, prices jump quickly. High-grade uncirculated examples can sell between $5 and $20. Proof coins in pristine condition often sell for around $50, and special deep cameo proofs can reach even higher. But the real excitement lies in those error coins. Double dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets have sold at auctions for hundreds of dollars, and some of the rarest examples have reached nearly $1,000 depending on their grade and visibility of the error.so. Before you spend that shiny quarter, take a good look at it. You might be holding something extraordinary. Check for doubling, misaligned edges, or anything unusual. You never know when an ordinary-looking coin could turn out to be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 3, we're taking a trip to the Sunshine State, but not for the beaches or theme parks. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 2004 Florida State Quarter. This beautiful coin isn't just a piece of change, it's a stunning tribute to history, exploration, and innovation, and for collectors, it hides some incredible secrets. Rare errors, valuable varieties, and special mint conditions have turned this quarter into a true collector's treasure. So stay tuned until the end, because we'll reveal the real market price and auction value that might just surprise you. The Florida State Quarter was released in 2004 as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, one of the most beloved series in U.S. coin history. Each coin in this collection celebrates the unique identity of a different state, and Florida's design perfectly captures its adventurous spirit and deep connection to exploration and space travel. On the obverse side, we have the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, symbolizing leadership and unity. But flip it over, and that's where the magic begins. The reverse design features 3 iconic elements: the 16th-century Spanish galleon, a space shuttle launching into the sky, and the outline of Florida with a small sabal palm tree. This combination tells the story of both Florida's rich past and its forward-looking future, from the early explorers who arrived on its shores, to the astronauts who launched from Cape Canaveral into the stars. It's a design full of contrast and symbolism. The galleon represents Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon's arrival in 1513, marking the beginning of European exploration in America. The space shuttle represents modern exploration and Florida's central role in NASA's space missions. And the palm tree, calm, strong, and deeply rooted, is a symbol of Florida's natural beauty and resilience. Now, while over 200 million of these coins were minted between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, not all Florida quarters are created equal. And that's what makes this coin so exciting for collectors. Some rare varieties and minting errors can make a regular-looking quarter worth a small fortune. Let's start with the double die error, one of the most famous in coin collecting. Some 2004 Florida quarters show doubling on the lettering, especially around the words Florida, Gateway to Discovery, or even on the space shuttle itself. These double die varieties are quite rare, and collectors love them because the doubling effect is usually visible to the naked eye, giving the coin a bold, unique appearance. Another fascinating one is the off-center strike error. This occurs when the blank metal disc isn't perfectly centered during minting, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted. Depending on how off-center it is, the value can skyrocket. The more dramatic, the more desirable. There are also clipped planchet errors, where a small section of the coin's edge appears curved or cut off. These are less common but very collectible, especially if the cut doesn't affect the main design. Then, you might come across die cracks, thin raised lines caused by stress in the minting dies. Some Florida quarters show visible cracks through the shuttle, the ship, or across the state outline, all adding character and value to the coin. Collectors also pay special attention to the proof versions minted in San Francisco, with S mint marks. These coins, made specifically for collectors, have mirror-like fields and frosted designs, giving them incredible eye appeal. And if you find one in perfect condition, known as a deep cameo proof, you've got something truly special. What makes the Florida quarter even more appealing is its storytelling. It's not just about design, it's about history, discovery, and progress. From early explorers crossing the seas in wooden ships to modern astronauts venturing beyond Earth's orbit, this coin celebrates humanity's endless curiosity and courage. And holding one feels like holding a piece of that journey, a little reminder of how far we've come. Now, in terms of value, most circulated 2004 Florida quarters are worth their face value. But here's where it gets interesting: uncirculated coins, those that have never seen the inside of a pocket or cash register, can fetch between $5 and $20 depending on condition and mint mark. Proof coins in flawless condition, especially the silver proofs, can reach $50 to $100, but the real thrill comes from the rare errors and exceptional grades. A double die or major off-center error can sell for several $100s, sometimes even more depending on visibility. In recent auctions, a perfectly graded 2004 Florida quarter in mint state 69 condition sold for around $400, and rare minting errors have fetched over $1,000, yes, for a single quarter. So before you spend that shiny Florida quarter, take a moment to look closely, check the edges, inspect the lettering, and see if there's anything unusual about the strike. You never know, you might be holding a hidden gem worth much more than 25 cents. Top 4, we're diving deep into one of the earliest and most iconic coins from the legendary 50-state quarters program, the 1999 Pennsylvania quarter dollar. This coin might look ordinary at first glance, but beneath its polished surface lies a treasure trove of history, hidden details, rare minting errors, and incredible collector value. So, coin lovers, stay tuned till the very end because you might just discover that an old Pennsylvania quarter in your pocket could be worth far more than you ever imagined. The Pennsylvania state quarter was released in 1999, just after the Delaware quarter kicked off the state quarter series. Being the second coin in this iconic collection, it carries a special place in U.S. coin history. Millions of Americans remember seeing these new designs for the first time, each one celebrating a piece of state pride and national heritage. But few realize just how meaningful, and potentially valuable, some of these early quarters have become over the years. Let's start with the design, a masterpiece that captures the spirit of Pennsylvania perfectly. On the obverse, we have the timeless portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. But flip it over, and you'll see a design that truly stands out. The reverse side features a detailed outline of the state, a statue of the Commonwealth, a woman holding a ribbon and staff, representing wisdom and compassion, and the famous Keystone symbol, which represents Pennsylvania's nickname, the Keystone State. This nickname reflects Pennsylvania's critical role in the formation of the United States, acting as a keystone between the original colonies during the birth of the nation. Below this striking imagery are the words, virtue, liberty, independence, values deeply rooted in American history and in the state's founding ideals. The design perfectly combines symbolism, strength, and grace, making it one of the most elegant in the entire 50-state quarter series. Now, while millions of these coins were produced, not all Pennsylvania quarters are created equal. Some have unique features and rare minting errors that make them worth far more than face value. These are the coins that serious collectors dream of finding. One of the most notable and desirable varieties is the double die error, where parts of the design, such as the letters or outline of the statue, appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during minting. This subtle doubling effect can add significant value, especially when found in excellent condition. Then there's the off-center strike error, where the design is stamped off balance, leaving part of the coin blank or uneven. The more dramatic the off-center, the more valuable the coin becomes. Some examples show as much as 20 to 30% of the design missing, making them extremely collectible. Collectors have also discovered clipped planchet errors on some 1999 Pennsylvania quarters, where a small curved portion is missing from the edge. These are rare and visually distinct, instantly catching the eye of any numismatist. And then there's the broad strike error, where the coin was struck without the retaining collar, causing it to spread wider than normal, another unusual and desirable variation. the mint mark can make a big difference too. Pennsylvania quarters were struck at both the Philadelphia, P, and Denver, D, mints, as well as a limited number of proof versions from San Francisco, S. The S proof coins are particularly beautiful, featuring a mirror-like background and frosted designs. Silver proof versions, minted in 90% silver, are especially valuable when kept in pristine condition, even without errors. Condition is everything in coin collecting. Most Pennsylvania quarters you'll find in circulation show wear and tear from years of handling, which reduces their value. But those that have been preserved in near-perfect mint state, known as MS-68 or higher, are incredibly hard to find and can command premium prices at auction. This coin also carries emotional and historical weight. It was released at a time when the state quarters program was brand new, capturing the excitement of millions of Americans who began collecting coins for the very first time. The Pennsylvania quarter became a symbol of nostalgia and pride, representing both the nation's early foundations and the start of a new era in U.S. coinage. If you hold one of these coins in your hand, you're not just looking at a piece of metal, you're holding a slice of American history, a tribute to the state that helped shape the nation. And for collectors, that connection makes it even more special. Now, let's talk about what everyone's curious about: the value. A circulated 1999 Pennsylvania quarter is generally worth its face value, but in uncirculated mint condition, it can be worth between $5 and $20. Proof coins, especially the silver versions, often sell for around $50 to $100 depending on their grade. However, the real excitement lies in the error coins. Double die varieties, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets have fetched hundreds of dollars at auctions. And some high-grade Pennsylvania quarters in perfect condition have reached over $1,000 in recent sales. Yes, a single quarter worth that much. So before you spend that 1999 Pennsylvania quarter, take a closer look, check the lettering, the edges, and the strike. You might be holding a coin that's not just a piece of change, but a valuable collector's item waiting to be discovered. Top 5, and last rare coin. Have you ever held a quarter and wondered if that little coin might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Well, the 2006 Nevada State Quarter is one that might surprise you. It's not just a beautiful coin, it's a piece of American history that hides some incredible treasures for collectors who know what to look for. The Nevada Quarter was released in 2006 as part of the 50 State Quarters program, celebrating the state's nickname, the Silver State. On its reverse, you'll see 3 wild Mustangs galloping across the desert, a rising sun, and the snow-capped mountains of the Sierra Nevada. It's a stunning design that captures the spirit of the American West, symbolizing freedom, endurance, and adventure. But what really excites coin collectors are the rare errors and unique varieties that make some of these Nevada quarters worth so much more than face value. Imagine finding one of these hidden gems in your change. It happens more often than you'd think. One of the most sought-after errors is the off-center strike. These coins were minted when the die wasn't aligned correctly, causing the design to shift noticeably to one side. The more off-center the image, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Some of these off-center Nevada quarters can bring in amazing prices among collectors who adore these one-of-a-kind mistakes. Then there's the double die error, a true collector's dream. This happens when the die strikes the coin twice at slightly different angles, creating a doubling effect on the text or images. If you look closely and see any doubling around the words Nevada, the Silver State, or even the Wild Mustangs, you might be looking at a rare and expensive find. Another fascinating variety is the die crack error, sometimes called a cud error. This occurs when the die develops a small crack during minting, leaving raised metal lines or blobs on the coin's surface. Every die crack is unique, which means each coin is literally one of a kind, and that's something collectors go crazy for. The Nevada quarter was struck at 3 main mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The San Francisco Mint produced the special proof versions, which were made for collectors with a sharp, mirror-like shine. If you find one of these in perfect condition, especially still sealed in its original set, it could be worth quite a bit more than you'd expect. Collectors especially love high-grade examples that have never been in circulation. Coins graded MS-68 or higher, meaning they're almost flawless, can sell for remarkable amounts. These pieces stand as the best of the best, treasured by those who appreciate the art and precision of minting. Even small variations like toned surfaces or coins struck on slightly different planchets can grab attention and value. Some quarters have beautiful rainbow toning that occurred naturally over time, adding a mesmerizing look that's entirely unique. Collectors often pay a premium for this kind of beauty because no two-toned coins are ever alike, so, next time you go through your change, don't overlook that 2006 Nevada quarter. Take a moment to admire its artistry, then look closer for any unusual marks, doubling, or color differences, because you might be holding a rare treasure without even knowing it. Now, let's talk about the part you've been waiting for, the real market prices. A regular 2006 Nevada quarter in circulated condition is usually worth its face value, but uncirculated examples can fetch several dollars. However, high-grade mint state examples can sell for hundreds of dollars, and certain rare error coins have reached auction prices soaring up to thousands, yes, thousands of dollars, so if you've got one tucked away or just happen to spot one that looks unusual, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, because you never know when an ordinary coin might turn out to be an extraordinary find. That's the magic of collecting coins. Every piece tells a story, and sometimes, that story comes with a big surprise. If you enjoyed this video and love discovering the hidden treasures inside everyday coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more exciting coin stories, and share this video with your fellow collectors. Who knows, maybe the next great find is sitting right in your pocket.